Hi, my name is Ike, and I am the director of Incursion. Incursion is an experimental competitive multiplayer game where we take two widely popular gaming genres, first-person shooter and real-time strategy, mash them against each other, and serve as a platform where PC gamers with two totally different mechanical skill sets have an opportunity to compete against players they would never meet in their traditional environment. On one side, we have a group of FPS players using their superior agility, aiming, and coordination skills to fight off an army of monsters while trying to gain control of several crystals lying around the map. On the other side, we have an RTS player utilizing their planning, observation, and multitasking skills to manage these army of monsters and down the FPS players before they finish their mission. Incursion was developed around the idea that it does not take a brand new mechanic or a substantial amount of additional complexity in order to provide a new and exciting gaming experience. Both sides play almost identically to their respective genres, which ensures that whatever skills gamers built on their other FPS or RTS games can be directly applied here. This effectively eliminates the first stage of learning the basics of the game for any experienced players, and instead allows them to spend more of their time exploring the additional strategic depth the smashing has opened up.
My motivation for joining the project was that Incursion presented a very unique sandbox with RTS and FPS mashed together. It challenged me on a technical level to scope both of these two projects, but also on the design and as a gamer to appreciate how these two pieces fit together. My biggest achievement was figuring out how to bring Ike's world to life. Ike had always dreamed of these anime-esque characters, but without a very strong team of artists who are experienced in the genre, it was very hard to develop the art and rig and model what he had envisioned. And so jumping through this hurdle and really seeing it come to life has been an amazing experience on Incursion. Our biggest challenge on Incursion was figuring out how to scope both RTS and FPS side by side throughout the year. We ran into a lot of different challenges that we really didn't know how to solve because there wasn't a precedent model. Really, the most significant thing I learned was that I can problem solve on the fly, and that's not just working alone, but that's working with my whole team to figure out the best design, the best engineering, the best artistic ways to get over these problems and express the game that we wanted to build. As a whole, I love the team environment on Incursion. We really bonded together at the end with both engineers and artists and designers working side by side to bring every element and every system that we had designed to life, making sure that they worked together, that they talked with one another, and that the game became not just a cohesive package, but something that was fun and enjoyable.
The motivation of me joining this project is I want to make a game that really changed the industry, like League of Legends and StarCraft. This game is the only game in the world that combines RTS and FPS together. And the most challenging part is to blend two kinds of gameplay in one game. And the cool thing is we already did it. We did a lot of gameplay testing, and our players can really enjoy the competitive nature of this game, which proved the feasibility of this game mode. Maybe we still lack experience in polishing, but we did define the completely new game modes in this project.
My motivation for joining this project was to learn more about Unreal Engine 4, especially the C++ side of things. And I thought it would be a great challenge for me to, overcome. My biggest challenge was probably learning more about networking. I came into this project knowing basically nothing about it. So learning about client and server stuff was a big challenge, and it involved a lot of hair pulling basically. The biggest achievement in this project would probably be figuring out the gameplay ability system, the gameplay abilities plugin. So in our game we have a first-person character with a bunch of abilities like roll and grenade, and these all have cooldowns. So there's this plugin that's not very well documented, especially on the C++ side, that I kind of learned about and managed to implement.
I have a lot of motivations for joining this team over other projects. Friends. The only team that would offer me a designer role and whatever. But the biggest reason would be the vial, and the idea of the game comes really dear to me because I'm a really hardcore gamer, and RTS is where I started, and FPS is where my love is on right now, and I really love competitive gaming. So the idea of a hardcore RTS versus FPS, almost esports-like game is something that really attracts me over other more entertainment-based, console-based, or whatever games. My biggest challenges in terms of the process, other than obviously the COVID-19 situation, was something that troubled our design team and director team for quite a bit, which is the skill floor of the RTS side. Like, it's really hard for new players to learn the game. And we ended up resolving it with having neutral barracks that you just need to activate, and it greatly reduced the difficulty of multitasking, especially managing your production in the game, which is really nice. And it kind of was also a good learning experience, so that we understand when we are trying to design a genre, especially one that is getting less popular like RTS, we have to learn what's the problem with it in order to make a better version of it.
One of my favorite things about working on the team has been working with our voice actors. We've been fortunate to work with some really talented voice actors they're really versatile, they can do a variety of different voices, and it's just amazing to see them bring characters that we helped create to life. They really don't just elevate what we do, but they bring something new to it. They add their own experiences, their own takes. And it's just amazing to see our work return to us in a new fashion, where it's different than before, but it's also better. And then it makes the game feel more real and helps the player to immerse themselves in the story. Overall, I've really enjoyed working on this team. We've had a lot of challenges along the way, but I think that's just indicative of the ambitious task that we've taken on, and I'm really excited to see where the game goes in the future.
I am absolutely confident that me and my team have brought together a title where gaming communities overcome the genre barrier and unite to make a familiar yet exciting gameplay. We certainly had a lot of fun creating and playing this game, and we hope you do as well. Thank you.